there, it's Amy, and in today's video, I'm gonna take you through every tool that I use in my Hobonichi Cousin. Tool? Item? Product? What? In today's video, I'm gonna show you everything that I use in my Hobonichi Cousin. There it is, that was better. And here's the thing, I had grand ideas for this particular video. I was gonna be organized, I was gonna be put together, I was gonna be just so envious in my organizational skills. But then I realized like that's not how I even use my Hobonichi Cousin. Like when I am working in it, it is not organized. It is not put together. It invokes no envy. So I just thought like, let me show you for real what it is. I wonder if I can show you this without absolutely ruining this setup, but I am often right there on Saturday mornings using all of this. Let's get it back together, hold on. I feel like it was there. It's fine. I'm often sitting right there in front of the television, catching up on the week in my Hobonichi Cousin. It's not pretty, it's not glamorous, but it works. And I love when I see girls like Claire from online and many others have like a dedicated journaling space, you know, a gorgeous desk, everything's organized. That just ain't it. My girlfriend and I live in a pretty small apartment. We don't have the space for that. That's all it comes down to. So I'm gonna walk you through piece by piece, you know, bit by bit of everything that I use. This is me realizing that, don't look over there. This is me realizing that you'll need to see a dual point of view for this video to be even lightly watchable. So let's set it up. Here we go. Yes, it's already time for a snack break. Sitting on the floor like that is gonna be not fun, but this is what you do. This is what you do. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey there, it's Amy, and today I'm gonna walk you through every single tool that I use in my Hobonichi Cousin. And we're gonna do it from the floor. This is where I do all my journaling anyway, so like why not just do it here? So I'm gonna walk you through piece by piece. It is not organized. It is in fact exactly how I left it the last time I was working in my Hobonichi, which was Saturday. Actually, I think Sunday, but anyway, this weekend. So it's not put together. It's actually a mess, but it's honest and this is what it is. And I'll tell you my plans for it maybe at the end of this, but for now, we're just gonna get started. So let's get started. So first up, ooh, God, I hope you can see this. I haven't checked the camera in a while. First up, we have this tackle box. I asked for this tackle box for Christmas. Elaine's aunt gave it to me. I think she thinks I'm trying to like get into fishing. I'm not totally sure. It is Lifestyle brand. You can see right here. And it's from Amazon. It was like 20 bucks. I knew that I needed something a little bit bigger to keep all my pens and markers and stuff in one place, but I didn't quite know what the answer was. And this seemed like a easy, like solution basically. And it has been for the most part. I will tell you that like December me in this, so organized. She was stunning. January me, it's like a free-for-all. Where is everything? I don't know. I can't find it. You get what I'm saying. So opening her up, she's got layers. I mean, don't we all? We've got our top layer, our middle layer, our bottom layer. I don't know why I'm explaining layers to you, but this is what's happening. I would say for the past few weeks, I've been using this little part as my, you can't even see that. No, you can. I've been using this part for my black pens, my pencil, my eraser, and as you can see, it has not been that for quite some time. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'll kind of clean as I go here. And then in the second part here, I was using this space to be for my mild liners. I do tend to pull out a white paint pen like this, and I'll stick it up here because I do reach for these often. So it is a bit of a mix, but mostly my mild liners up here. In this middle section, I've got my pencil sharpener. I've got just a random stack of Post-it notes. I don't know why. Glue stick, tape runners, a weird selfie of me crying in the car. I can't remember why that was there, but that's okay. This is my charger cord for my Canon Ivy, which usually lives in the bottom. It's probably in here somewhere. These are my paint markers. I got these from a company that I do some freelance work with. I'm kind of testing them out to see if I want to include them in like a package that I have, but I keep my most used Posca pens up here as well, which is, it's these like neon colors plus like a purple and a black. I'm just gravitating like so deeply towards those lately. And then here is the bottom. The bottom is an absolute nightmare. It did not used to look like this. I'm gonna look at you in the face. It did not used to look like this. It was so organized. Everything had a place. Everything was fit so snug and perfect in there. And then the past couple weeks, all hell has broken loose. I don't know why, but that's okay. So let's talk about it. So under here, I've got my micro scissors. You'll laugh at me. You'll laugh at me. I've been using the same pair of like truly elementary school scissors that I stole from my old job like 10 years ago. I've been using it this whole time and they're terrible. They barely cut. They're like this big. So I got some micro scissors. Is that what they're even called? I don't know. I got some short pointy scissors and then I got some long pointy scissors. And for whatever reason, I can't currently find the long pointy scissors, but they're supposed to be in here. I'm sorry I keep threatening you like this, but sorry. I don't even have an excuse. So I tend to kind of pop these up here. Honestly, I'll kind of rearrange these a little bit. And then under here, I've got just so many more of these paint pens that I haven't broken into yet, that I need to do some testing on. To be honest, the fact that they all come like wrapped like this in plastic, I understand. But my God, is it a pain. And I don't want to open these and get them going. And so I've just been ignoring them for like months and months. I've also, my pencil has fallen down. The thing that I don't love about this container specifically is that if you are like rowdy in any way, everything is falling down. So what happens is a lot of the pencils and pens and mod liners that are up here end up in the lid, and therefore underneath on this, on the third layer. Oh Lord, off the rails. So one day maybe I'll open the rest of these, but it's not anytime soon. And frankly, I just need to be honest with myself and I need to take these out of here and put them in something else. I'm actually, you know what? This is my promise to you. I'm gonna do that. I'm taking these out and I'm gonna, I'll actually go through them. Oh no, I'll keep these. I'll actually go through them and I'll keep the ones that are useful to me in here, because what this should be is like the stuff that I'm reaching for always. So I'm like, I'll pull out the black, I'll pull out the white one, I'll put up here. Good first step, I'll take it. So next up down here, we've got the washi tape holder. And while this is so cute, and I will tell you, it is helpful, it is such a pain in my ass. I'm sorry. It's a pain in my beep, because this is happening where it'll come unstuck. This one's currently stuck to the bottom. The way that you put them in, this is like a little, oh, okay, just like that. The rod pops out. I wish there were a way to like click it into place. Oh, was that it? Have I just been doing it wrong the whole time? Oh my God. You know what? This is why, oh my God. This is why you don't use a candy jar with airplane bottles of booze, as your mount. So let me get this together. 1 second. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Everything's terrible. Why is it stuck? Lord help me. We're back. You're much further away from me. I miss you already, but hopefully it'll make this like a little less chaotic. We'll see. All right. So the thing about the washi tape dispenser, whatever this is called, it's very helpful. And it probably would be even more helpful if I just kept this like on a desk and didn't, you know, throw it into a container and jostle it about every every weekend, but I don't do that. So while this is a lot better than just throwing washi tape in the bottom of this container, because I do like the little like edge it gives you. I think that's so cute. It's a little bit of a pain, if I'm being honest with you. And I did just, you know, as you probably saw, realize that I think I'm probably the problem, in that I think the way that I have it is now locked in place. It also arrived broken. You can maybe see like a little crack here. It did arrive broken, and that's okay. Aren't we all a little broken? Anyway, sorry, I'm off now on a tangent trying to get these fixed. So these are all just Scotch washi tapes. I have not found like indie washi tapes that I love, mostly because I forget to look for them. And so when I can't sleep and I want to spend, you know, $6 to $27, I'm on Amazon looking at like different washi tapes, and some of them just don't really feel like they're worth it. Like the quality seems kind of low. So I know that Scotch is like a brand you can trust. That's how I've ended up with so many Scotch washi tapes. And all of last year, if you watched my 2023 flip through, you'll see like I really have used these patterned washi tapes, and I'm kind of over it because sometimes it like takes over the page in a way that I don't want. So I was excited to find some like thinner blank solid solid color and washi tape. And you know, for this piece of plastic to be $7 or whatever, it is helpful. So anyway, that's normally in the bottom of my container. And then now here are just some like bits and bobs. This is a wrapper for some chopsticks that I got in a to-go order like 2 weeks ago that I fully intended to like slip into my 2023 journal actually, and just never got around to it. And so yes, I should just recycle this, and yet I have not. I've got these tabs that I bought from the Hobonichi store when I was trying to get free shipping. I am not using these. I think I used them like twice in my 2023 Hobonichi, and I just like thought I'd be into it a little bit more. And obviously because they are only sticky like on the edge, because that's like the purpose of these things. I wish they were like fully sticky because I just wanted it for like a pop of color, like a kind of interesting shape, whatever. It didn't work. I recently just bought some hard tip Fudenosuke. My bad, I meant to look up exactly how to say this. Fudenosuke. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get it right. Anyway, I just bought some hard tips of these. Hard tips are my favorite, and if you go to your like craft store, like a Michael's or a Joann or something, they're always gonna sell you, maybe not always, I don't know what I'm talking about. My craft stores only have sets of hard and soft, and I just don't use the soft. It's like it doesn't work for my lettering style, for the way that I like hold a pen or whatever. So on Amazon, I recently got just a pack of hard, and I tend to put washi tape on the back of it because it helps me, one, remember that these are the hard ones when I do have soft mixed in, and I can start to kind of remember that like this one's fine. My favorite is actually probably not in here now that I want to show you. This one's fine. It's like streaky in a weird way. I think that can be pretty common with these. Like sometimes you can get one that's like a little drier than others. I also realized I just didn't go through the pens. I'm gonna do that in a second, I promise. I'm more so like we're dumping our heart out, aka our container, and then I'll kind of show you the bits and bobs as we go. Wow, I really should have been doing that beforehand. Okay, anyway, and this came with these Tombos, and I love having like little Post-it notes around because I use them sometimes like as you would use a Post-it note, and other times I use them as decoration. I've got these little tabs that my friend Julie gave me. I have used most of the tiny ones, as you can see, and I look forward to finding like interesting ways to use the bigger ones because it's just not something I'd normally reach for. And then this little baby is my little baby. This here is my most used item. I mean, truly, like most used like stationery item in my Hobonichi, and it is a stack of like small non-sticky papers. My friend Kristen runs a stationery shop with her mom. It's called Yellow Paper House. They put out like such cool stuff. Kristen designs covers for the notebooks and planners and stuff. And in a recent order, they slipped this in. And I need to like actually tell her how much I love this because I use it all the time. I use it as like background. Let me see if I can show you. You're getting an early peek at January. Maybe I don't even have one in here. let's see. I use it like as like, you know, to help me like spotlight something. I use it, I mean, you can see I use scraps all the time in here. I fold them down to like make little, you know, accordion zines and stuff. It's just, I mean, I'm like, I will not throw little bits of this away because I use it all the time. And they're just my favorite. Like, and the colors vibe for what I'm into. It's like nice and bright. They do, you know, less bright ones if you're not into that. But I don't even know if this is on their website. It's just, I think, meant to be like a little memo pad. And I use it truly every time I work in my Hobonichi. Of course, I've got my Canon Ivy printer papers in here. I'm down to 2. That means I probably need to put a new order in. I think I went through 2.5 of these 50 packs last year. So that's like, what, 125 pictures? That seems about right. Because they do have a new Canon Ivy, like a 2. And I would really like to own that, but I can't tell if I want to own it because I need it and the resolution is higher quality, or if I just want it. Let me backtrack for a second and actually talk a little bit about the like things that I use in my Hobonichi. I go around the country and I teach a lot of classes in the pottery world. And sometimes when I meet people, they give me gifts, which is like so kind. And one of the gifts that was given to me last year was a pack of Blackwing pencils, okay, with, what is it called? Why can't I? With the sharpener. She gave me like 6 of them. And I used one for the entirety of last year. It's actually this one right here. I used this whole one in my Hobonichi last year, and it was like so satisfying to watch it get smaller and smaller. And I will be honest with you, the only reason I stopped using it is because I can't figure out the eraser situation. I was taking it out, as you can see, and like pinching it together to try to like get more of the eraser out. And I promise you, I tried to Google, give me more Blackwing eraser in my pencil, and I couldn't really find anything. I may be stupid, and that's okay. But if you know how to like save that extra little bit of eraser, can you please tell me? Because I know there has to be a way, because why else would it come out? I was like kind of pinching this part into, I don't know, please tell me if you know. But anyway, I use these exclusively in my cousin. I am a pencil planner, mostly because like, spacing can be really difficult for me. If I don't like generally map out where things are gonna go, I just run out of space. So those are my Blackwings. I mentioned the Tombow hard tips. I love them. I have them everywhere. I mean, even looking right here, I only have 2. That's really embarrassing. I usually have a lot more than that. Not to brag, but I do like, I use these on every single page almost. Sometimes I'll write every single thing with the hard tip just because I like it to look bold. Other times I will reach for this is a Rytec. These are both Rytecs. I was actually in an art supply store in Denver and I bought this, and if you asked me and said, I'll give you $1 million if you tell me the difference in these, I would be like, one is, I don't know the difference. This one doesn't make noise when you click it open. This one does. Is that enough of a difference? I think maybe you can see how much ink is left. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is refillable. I don't know. I should have done some research. I like the way it writes. I do feel like it puts out less ink than this Rytec that's just from Amazon. This one is like more prone to smudge, whereas this one I feel like holds it back just a little bit. Again, if you know what the difference is between these two, would love to hear it. Are you so glad you're watching this video? I also got this pen, this Pilot, from that same shopping excursion. It's a point. I just saw it. Jesus. It's a 0.4, as you can see from the top, and it is so thin. And I write really hard, and so sometimes I worry that like this stabby point is gonna rip my paper because I do press down so hard. So I will be honest with you, I'm not reaching for this pen very often, but I do like the way it writes. I mean, you know, because I write kind of bigger, it would save me some space if I just learned to like pull back a little bit. maybe one day. Same thing here. This is everybody's favorite Uniball Signo 0.28. I got this recommendation from Claire from online, as you know, most of the journaling things that you're seeing comes from her Amazon storefront. And it's about the same thing. I'm more used to this one. I don't think it deposits as much like jelly ink onto the page. So I used this one for a very long time in my 2023 Hobonichi, but I just find that like, I just like a bolder writing more. Also came from the Denver trip. At this point, I was just kind of having fun in the pen section. This is a Le Pen Flex. It is a size I'd love to tell you, but can't. Sorry about it. And it's just, you know, kind of like a Tombow. It's not, maybe not as hard, but it does give me like a nice, super thin line to thick line. And I do really like to use this when I remember that I have it, which, to be very honest with you, is not often. Then this is one that a friend gave me. It is a Shinhan Touch Liner, and for professionals. Okay. And this is gray, if I'm not mistaken. And when I remember to use it, really like to use it for like shading. That's about it. I don't really use it for my lettering. I don't really use a chisel tip very much for lettering, but I do like it for shading and kind of filling things in. And obviously it's like a super fancy pigment, ink, water resistant, archival quality. Like, it's nice. I just forget I have it all the time. Another pen from that Denver trip, this Zebra Click Art. To be honest with you, I love this pen. It's like, it just gives me like Sharpie vibes, but in that like bullet point that doesn't like dull as quick as a Sharpie tip does. And it's just nice. It is a bit smear-y if you don't give it time to settle. Am I like hunched over in a weird way? Probably. So that's my only complaint there. You have to give it some time. And then of course the pen that comes with the Hobonichis, I got 4, 5 of these this past year. They're sprinkled in various parts of my house, in various bags, in my art bins. And when I first got it, I was like, oh, I'm not really into pens like these. Whatever that even means. Like, I'm usually just more of like a thicker gel pen kind of girl, like this Rytech. I guess I could show you. But I'll be honest with you, I, of course, obviously love the way that it writes on the paper. So I am like almost exclusively using that pen right now, which is crazy. Wild. And then I recently got this. If you watched my trip to Michael's video, I picked this up. This is certainly a holdover from my art journaling days. I've been watching a lot of Jane the Crazy on YouTube and Instagram, and she uses these brush pens, reminded me that I loved these brush pens, and you just can't beat it. Like how wispy it is. Like you get letters that like aren't fully filled in depending on like how hard you press. Anyway, you see the bristles. I love it. I really love to use that one. Obviously you have to wait for it to dry, so be careful with that. And then of course everybody's favorite mild liners. You know, what can I say? I use these for a lot of the portraits that I draw. I mean, I'm mostly picking up a Tombow, but when I want something that's a little less like, does that make sense? I reach for a mild liner, and I keep kind of randomly picking up these brush tipped ones, and they are the best. I want all of them. I only have 2. I have my favorite kind of like magenta. Is that what this is called? Yeah, magenta, and then this yellow color, gold, if you will, gold. And I'm just like, these are my favorite. I've got gel pens in here, white gels, 3 white gels. And I will be honest with you, I cannot get these to work the way that I want them to work. I mean, this one's new. I haven't spent much time testing this one. And these 2 are fine. They're fine. But what happens is I'm trying to put them on top of Tombow ink, and it's picking it up, obviously. And maybe it's like comes down to dry time. You have to like really let it dry. I don't know. But these don't give me what like a white paint pen will immediately give me. Like for the most part, this will take over whatever it's on top of, whereas these tend to pick it up. Natasha in Your Phone uses, I believe, this one on top of all of her, like she'll do a black shape and then letter on the inside of it. And the tip that she gave me is that it goes over like Tombow ink really well, like the black. So this is a good pairing, but for whatever reason with like a Tombow dual brush pen, it picks up all that ink underneath it. So maybe I'll do some experimenting one day and see if like dry time actually matters, but chances are I'll forget I even just said that. Oh, and why not tell you this? I got this in an Art Snacks box. I don't know if they even still do Art Snacks. Easily 10 years ago. I'm not gonna say out loud what the brand name is but it is so handy, like the way you can hold it and erase. And again, like it's 10 years old and I am barely this far in, partially because I barely erase things and other because it's just like a nice, great product. So, all right. There. Oh, I guess I should tell you really fast. You know this, Tombow tape runners. I have like a love-hate relationship with these because like, I think because I'm often sitting on the couch working on these on a like uneven, not an even surface, but like not on a tabletop. I feel like I don't get all of the adhesive off the tape when I'm, you know what I mean? I do think because the way that I hold these in my hand, I get more off of it, but I just go through so many of these. And so I have like kind of lightly moved to an Elmer stick, but I will be honest with you, this is too big. And I want something smaller that's like easier to hold and use and like put on a piece of paper that's just not huge. Because a lot of the times I'm having to like take the piece of paper and like hold it on top and kind of like move the piece of paper around, and it's just a pain. So I just want like a smaller glue stick. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so before there was my container, my tackle box, if you will, there were tiny little boxes, and these tiny little boxes have done me so good, but I have sort of moved on from the tiny little boxes because they were, you know, tiny. But something that I have kind of kept, I keep all my Tombow dual brush pens in this one container. So this container is from Michaels. It is Creatology. It's a pencil box. I could have gotten it cheaper at the dollar store, but then I would have had to gone to the dollar store, and where I live in Atlanta, there are not many. It's not true, but like it's not convenient, whatever. So I paid $3 maybe for this instead of like $1 at the dollar store. But anyway, what a weird tangent. I keep all my dual brush pens, Tombow dual brush pens in here. And what tends to happen, maybe I'll find one. Yeah. Other like common used pens get stuck in here because I'm always working out of this box. So in here I found a hard tip, and then I found a white acrylic marker. And this is always open out on the couch with me right here. And this is disgusting. I need to get something different, but I just have this like plain gross lap desk, not dance, that I work on top of. And so I'm sitting on the couch covered in a blanket. This is, you know, right here. Hobonichi's on this, and I'm just like working on it, watching TV. So I do like having smaller containers within the bigger one. Initially, like most of 2023, I had everything in here, and it was packed to the gills. Also, you know what Tombow dual brush pens are. I don't have to go through this, but just in case, they are brush pens on one side and then like a bullet point on the other. I will be honest with you, I rarely use this side. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I do all of my lettering, all of my illustrations with the brush pen side, and I love them. It deposits a lot of ink if you want it to. It's water-based, so if you wanted to do some like watercolor bits with it, you can. And they're just really great. Some of these colors are crazy. Like this one, for instance, is like, you can barely see it. It's like the lightest pink you've ever seen. But I have an addiction to these, and I will own them all. Just you wait. Mostly I buy packs. You can look in my Amazon storefront. For most of 2023, I survived off of the Bright pack. It is what you would think it is. It's like rainbow colors, basically bright versions. And then I picked up, I think, like Groovy or something. It has a Volkswagen van on the front of it, and it's like brighter colors, but like in a different way. And there are 2 repeats in there, the orange and the purple, so that's like a little annoying. But that's what you get for buying packs, I guess. And those are what I used for a very long time until a recent trip to Michael's where I just picked up a few random ones that were interesting to me. So yeah, dual brush pens, definitely use those. Okay, so like I was saying, this is what used to house everything. Everything that you saw in the tackle box, everything that you saw in the Tombow, the Tombow box, like it used to all go in here. And boy, there was no room. And I don't know how I did that for so long. I do know there was just stuff everywhere. But anyway, I have sort of this box and then something else I'm hiding down here have turned into like catch-alls with like light themes about what's inside. Again, I worked in my Hobonichi this weekend and cleaned up like an asshole, and everything in here is not pretty much organized or like where it should be. So I'm gonna be honest with you about that. All right, so I recently saw a reel. I can't remember who it was. It's a bookstore, I want to say, and they were packaging up a book to send out to someone, and they wrapped it in butcher paper, and they had these huge like labels that they got from like a shipping company, and they were neon, like almost fluorescent, and they stuck them on the craft paper as like a pattern, just a dot pattern. And I was like, I gotta have them. And instead of going to the company that I buy all my shipping stuff from and spending, $80 on giant, 2-inch circles, I thought, let me go to Amazon first. The curse of Amazon. And I picked up smaller versions. So these are like 1/2 inch. And I'm having so much fun with these, like pairing them together, making little like patterns with it, adding it on the page as like just intrigue. I'm obsessed with it. So I highly recommend that. That's been a fun like addition to my supplies list. Sometimes you don't just want to draw a dot. You just want to you want to have a dot, but you want it to be a little bit more interesting. So that's where I was going with that. And then this bin this weekend has turned into the like scraps of it all. So the little notepad, the memo pad that I showed you, this is a piece of paper from it that I cut down that I was going to use for something else. I didn't end up using it, but I didn't want to get rid of it, so it got thrown in here. Scraps of vellum paper, bigger pieces of paper that I didn't want to, that I originally ripped out of a notebook that I was going to use, and then didn't. So I just don't want to get rid of them because they make such good like accent stuff. You can put it behind a photo. You can like cut it up and make it into confetti. So that's like me just hoarding paper basically. And then this is a new paper pack from my friend Alexa. She's out of Fresno, California. Her Etsy shop is called Swell Designs or Swell Designer. I think it's Swell Designs. I'll link it below. But she does these hand-painted papers, and I cannot get enough of them. Last year, I got one pack from her, and I just went with like the black and... I don't even think she had color yet, which is why I got black and white. And it was... Oh, here it is. Swell Designer. Good. This is Alexa's information. She's so fun. So she, like, in her house, sits down and hand paints these pieces of paper. Ooh, and look at her. She's on the dot train too. That is so fun. And I get so much inspiration from her doing these things because, like, I mean, looking at someone else's pattern work is really inspiring for me, and I love, like, purchasing these kits from her. This kit will truly last me all year. I want to buy more, and I will buy more, but I don't always need to, and it's always a surprise what you get in here. I haven't even gone through these yet, but you get a variety of different sizes, different colors, different patterns. I mean, how fun is that? She's taking bubble wrap, inking that up, making a print with it. She's doing, like, stripes and... watercolor paintings, and it's just, I love having these as backgrounds in my Hobonichi. And when I say backgrounds, I mean like putting it on a page and then like putting a photo on top, or using it to collage with, cutting it up and make something different. And it's also, what I really like about it is the paper is not super thick. It's not that like crazy thick watercolor paper that is gonna really bulk up your Hobonichi in like not a fun way. I'm gonna put that back in the container because I like to keep it all contained. But anyway, highly suggest those. They're super affordable, especially for like how many you get and the like artistry that is behind it. So now I just kind of have like bits and bobs in here of stuff that I want to include in my journal, but like haven't got around to it yet. This is a bookmark from my friend Naomi, who's I'm a little bookworm on Instagram. It says, I hope you're using this to read a Sheree Whitfield romance novel. I'm a huge Real Housewives fan. I'm a huge Sheree Whitfield fan. So I squealed when she sent me this in the mail. And then this is just like cut up from a package from Bookworm Reads on Instagram. That is like my favorite reading tracking app. And this is Amelia, the app designer, sent me some swag in the mail, and she like drew on the mailer. And it was just so cute. And I'm verified on Bookworm Reads. It's the only place I've ever been verified in my life. And like such a thrill. I cannot suggest it enough. And what happens is I pick up all these stickers that I'm afraid to use. This is my car insurance card. Should get rid of that. Again, scraps of paper are ending up in here. But anyway, most of the stickers that I get that I'm scared to do something with, that I'm a sticker hoarder, I can't help it, they end up in here. And what's gonna happen is like, I threw these all in here last year and forgot about it. And so this year when I was going through and just kind of trying to reorganize everything, I was like, oh cool, I now know like I want to stick some of these on this year's cover, which is exciting. Yeah, lots of different stickers in here. I mean, who doesn't love stickers? I was going through a phase where I was like cutting out stuff from a magazine, mostly Bon Appetit. That's the only magazine that we get in this house. And I like it, but I just don't keep up with it. So I kind of stopped doing that. But other sticker sheets from friends get sent to me. These are so cute. And I just throw them in here and wait for a rainy day. Sometimes I make these little pockets with vellum paper and intend to use them for something and it doesn't work out. So I throw them in here to use for later if I want. But yeah, this is just a catch-all kind of stickers edition and photos that I print off for my Canon Ivy that I forget about. And then I got these star stickers that I've been loving in my book journal, which maybe we can go through that in another video. Anyway, it's just a long way for me to say that like, these are where a lot of my stickers end up. And when I get everything back to organized, I do think that this will be the like sticker box and kind of like ephemera that has a purpose, not scrap paper, because this was meant to be my scrap paper box. And it again has kind of turned into everything. Stickers, paper. This is from the original pack I got from Alexa. That's just like all black and white. I do want to pull the stickers out of here. I got these sign language stickers for Michael's recently, and I'm having so much fun with these. That you also get like strips of sayings. So I'm really liking those. It's just like pops of color and stuff. But yeah, so anyway, what I threw in this box were basically just like the papers from Alexa. This is going to be my scrap paper situation. And it has gotten way, 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 way too full. So I just need to go through and clear everything out. These are from my friend Rachel. She is an oil and acrylic artist, and she sent me a lot of her papers that she kind of warms up on. But the thing about it is like putting this in my Hobonichi, it's just too thick. So what I really need to do is go through and kind of pull out the ones I know I'm not going to use. Like this is totally fine. It's not as thick as the others, but you know, something like this is not going to serve me well. So I need to go through these, and I will. I promise I will, probably. But these, yeah, just a catch-all paper edition. I got a boat tote for Christmas, and I was delighted to find that it tells you who embroiders your boat tote. So shout out to Beth. Love you, girl. Meant to put this in my planner in my 2023 Hobonichi and forgot. But yeah, anyway, catch all stuff. I need to go through this. This is me just telling you over and over again, I need to go through this because a lot of the bottoms like scrap paper. It's these stickers that Julie gave me. Tags and stuff. Like if you have a system of organization that you like, please tell me, because it's out of control. And like, I want to use these stickers, but what's happening is they're sitting at the bottom of this container and I'll never remember that they exist. I love grabbing lists when I'm at home with my family. Like my brother, I had dinner with my brother and his family recently, and I went and picked it up from Zaxby's, and like, that's just the order. And what am I going to do with that? I don't know, but I just like having it. Oh my God. So anyway, basically this is me just asking, like, how do you organize? Because this is an absolute disaster mess. And to be honest with you, only gonna get worse. And I know what you're thinking, Amy, how could this get worse? And I'll tell you, because I have a shoebox of nothing. Let's look at it. Oh, here's where everything is. Here's where all the stuff I'm missing is. So this was actually what I originally ordered from Yellow Paper House. It's just a notebook, like a reporter style notebook where it goes over in folds. And I got this one because I didn't read the measurements and I thought it was like much smaller and I could keep it in my purse for like little notes kind of whenever I needed them. But then I got it in and I realized it was bigger than I thought. And so I kind of just stuck it in a box and didn't really use it until I realized I could put it, or I could use them in my Hobonichi. And you can see I use like the first couple pages for, you know, actual like note taking and planning trips and meals and things like that. And then the rest of it I have used in my Hobonichi. And you can tell which color I like the least. It's this like weird, like dusty lavender color because there is so much of it left over. And my favorite color is this neon, here it is. And I think I only have like one-ish of those left. So I've been really trying to like not use it until I know that I can get another notebook basically. But yeah, I mean, I don't remember how much it costs. It's like probably not the most cost effective, but I really like to use them as like blocking off basically. So I'm like ripping out a whole page from it and then writing on top. I have really embraced the like craggly bits of it this year, and or last year, I guess I should say, and it has really become like a big favorite part of my journaling. But yeah, anytime you see like a colored piece, oh, here's another example. You're really getting a peek early here. But I just took two, like sometimes I'll cut them in half to use like a different size or whatever, and you'll see it in here. Yeah, like I'll rip this out later and use it as just like texture basically. And I'm just like, I love it. I love everything about it. So again, this is Yellow Paper House. Kristen designed the cover here, and she's so good at what she does. These are the big scissors that I got that I couldn't find earlier. These need to go into my bin. And my Canon Ivy also lives in the bin. I don't know why it got thrown in here with every other thing. But this has been a real handy dandy little printer. I don't have a printer at my house. I have one at my studio, which is my work, and I don't ever remember when I'm there to do non-work related things. So my Canon Ivy like pulls its weight. It's doing a lot. Last year, early in the year, or actually that's not true. End of 2022, when I decided I wanted to be in a Hobonichi, I did some classic Amazon shopping and I bought these 2 sticker books from Pipsticks. And listen, I mean, I don't really know what I thought I was getting into when I bought these, but they are stickers. They are small stickers with that like white outline that you would imagine from a sticker book. And some of these get used a lot. I use the planes a lot when I'm traveling, but obviously not the bathing suits or tropical bits. But yeah, some of these get used a lot. Others have not been touched. It's not that I don't care about sloths. I don't really like the colors of these. And it's nice to have when I remember that I have them, but I will say that for about, I don't know, 7 months, I forgot these existed and did not use them. But they're coming in handy a little bit more because I'm trying to do different things with my weekly layout in my Hobonichi cousin, because I mostly ignored them last year. So these are coming in a little bit more handy. I would like to have like a bigger variety of sizes, maybe less variety of themes and a bigger variety of sizes. So anyway, just a thought there. More hard tips, more pencils. I have embraced clear gift wrap tape for tape-in stuff over washi tape, because sometimes you just don't want to like draw attention to like how you're putting it in there, if that makes sense. Let me give you an example. Yeah, like this, and I did a bad job actually because I was watching TV, but I didn't want to like take away from the design of this. Not that it's like beautiful or anything, but I didn't want a bright color in the seam basically. So I used gift wrap tape, and it was great. And I've been kind of leaning towards that a little bit more. More painted paper from Alexis. A lot of my vellum paper scraps are in here because this is where I keep my vellum paper. Stuff that I'd printed that I put in my journal or forgot to put in my journal. This is for work. I don't even know why it's, yeah. So this is me telling you that sometimes at work, I print stuff out with the full intentions of putting it in my Hobonichi, and then I just forget. So it gets thrown into this box, never to be thought of again. There's all my vellum paper. More scrap bits that I don't want to get rid of. Washi tape that I'm over. Hard tips, pencils. This is the yes, no pencil board that came with that I bought for my weeks. I just can't get rid of this because I think it's cute, and I'll probably put it somewhere later. A sticker book that I got from the Magic Gardens in Philadelphia. This has been like fun to add when I, again, remember it exists. Some bills that I forgot about. This notebook paper I stole from my parents. And yeah, I mean, this definitely, sometimes when the cleaners are coming, things just get shoved into the box. And that's certainly what's happening down here at the bottom of this. But I do have some like mail that I just don't want to get rid of. And I need to figure out if it's going to go into a journal or if it's going to get put in memory boxes or whatever. So this is largely just like need to get it together. I wouldn't count this as like a crucial part of my journal setup. But I did want to tell you about something. It's from Tellison. I don't know. But let me tell you what it's supposed to do. My friend Megan Splon, who I love to the ends of this earth, sent me a reel a couple weeks ago and was like, okay, but wait. And I was like, okay, but wait. And realized this could be interesting. And so I bought it because if it's under $30, I'll buy something, no questions asked. And it is, let me take off my pop socket, a mount for your phone. And I have used it one time to film in my book journal. I think like horizontally like this is interesting because you can still see over it to see what you're working in. But when you have it vertically, oh my God. One moment. Vertically is a little different because it like, I feel like it gets in your way. And what I was having to do is sort of like tip it to the side. How did I do that? Oh, the neck is bendy a little bit. I do feel like I'm being choked, but I kind of tipped it to the side and worked in it this way. And the footage is not fantastic. I also haven't spent much time like actually figuring it out, but it's interesting. And I'm not mad I bought it, but it's not currently doing me like a ton of good. I forgot to tell you something. I was going to wrap up this video and then I forgot to tell you something. Am I even recording? I don't know if you can see me if I stand up, so I'm just gonna awkwardly squat. This is my solution. Is it creative? No. But we don't have a ton of space in our apartment, and I'm hoarding all of these boxes by the couch every weekend. So my thought is, let me get this organized, get this cart set up, and it can roll kind of in and out of where I need it to roll. So that is my goal for after this video. Is to get it put together and organized and to be used, because everything I just showed you is not sustainable. Thank you for hanging out with me today and watching me go through the mess that is my journaling supplies. I don't know if I really kind of outright said it, but it has inspired me to clean up my situation a little bit because it is needlessly chaotic. And I don't need anything else chaotic in my life. Am I right? So I'm gonna get this video wrapped up. I'm gonna organize this, and I'm excited to see like how it's gonna work this weekend when I sit down to journal. So I will update you on the cart, and if it's better than multiple boxes of things, it's gotta be, don't you think? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found your next favorite product. If you take anything away from this video, it would be Tombow hard tips, Tombow dual brush pens, Canon Ivy printer, scissors that don't suck, and then fun papers from either you making it yourself or other artists or other stationery companies. So I'll put all my favorites and my Amazon storefront in the description, so that way you can like peruse at your own leisure. Wow, I don't think I've ever said that before. Thank you again for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye. Lunch. What was that?
No.
What did you just say?
No.
That you would only build that for me if I gave you a shout out in the video?
Obviously, I built it for you anyway without saying that.
Thanks for building my cart. Was it easy?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Bye.
See ya.